What's up, everybody? Happy rainy Tuesday. As you can see, this announcement brought to you by Razor Bar. I literally just came from Razor Bar. I needed a fresh cut for this announcement. As a lot of people speculating, WIP returning with Fanatic, ESPN, play-by-play, Merrill Reese once he retires. Am I going to take over for him? None of those things are true. All incorrect. I am now able to, after fulfilling my obligations of my WIP contract and the 3-month non-compete, I am now able to work in radio or audio. And after talking to some people, made a quick decision. And I am teaming up with my friends. And you may have heard me on some radio stations in the Philadelphia area. I know I was running on a bunch of the Beasley-owned stations, the Fanatic and WMGK, et cetera, and really all over the place. You may have heard me voicing commercials for Parks Casino and Bet Parks. That was my voice, yes. And a lot of people heard it on some stations and said, oh, that must mean he's going back. Well, not necessarily. But it does mean that in forming this relationship with the unbelievable people at Parks, I said, I like all these people. What's something that we can maybe do together that makes some sense? So I am really, really excited to announce that I have joined the people, my friends at Bet Parks, and we're teaming up for a weekly live Phillies show that will air on Wednesdays. Now, this Wednesday, it's a day game, so we're going to be on at 11 o'clock tomorrow. But depending on the week, if there's a later day game, just, check out your local TV listings or just, look at our social medias to see. But so this week, tomorrow, we're going to start tomorrow at 11 o'clock as we have a couple games that have already happened. 4 games into the season, not a good start for the Phillies. So it's a Phillies show. We'll also add some baseball conversation into it, but I'm not going to be doing it alone. We have the dream team here. And the name of the program, let me make sure I get this right. I did not come up with this. Out of the Parks with John Marks. See what we did there? Parks, Marks on Parks. And joining me every single week on the program is going to be, and you know her from radio, you know her from TV, and you know her now as a huge part of the Bet Parks people, Mrs. Sam Stafford. Sam,
woo!
What's up?
We need an applause there.
Yeah, I wish I had it. I need my old
soundboard.
Yes. Now, you are a huge baseball fan. I've heard you talk baseball before. I'm excited about this because also joining us. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're excited for real? You're not just saying that?
And no, I'm ecstatic because we get to talk baseball, and you were just about to say the other reason to be excited.
Well, he's a reason to tune in for sure. He's a maniac, and you will learn more of that if you don't know about him. Maniac Malloy, he's an influencer and a content creator for Bet Parks.
Let's go! Johnny Marks out of the Parks with John Marks.
What's up, dude?
How the hell are you, John?
Well, I gotta switch my banner because you can subscribe on YouTube at Bet Parks, and you should be following us already on socials at Bet Parks. That's on Instagram and Twitter. You're gonna see a lot of the stuff that we already do on there and on YouTube. So Sam, it's gonna be live on YouTube, and that also means you can go back at any point and you can watch it later on that night, the next day, or whatever. We'll be talking about, not all of it is going to be something that, there's olive branches to it, right? So we're not just talking about the game the night before. We're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. So subscribe, Bet Parks on YouTube. I'm John Marks Media. I'm sure we'll get to know your social media handles as well, but this is something we're going to be doing every week. So as we go through the season, we're going to be together managing the season that has already started off not great.
Yeah,
what
I mean, they didn't
start. What a start. Go, Sam. Go ahead.
Sam's on a little bit.
They didn't help. Oh, I'm sorry. The storm's hitting me right now. So I know we're a little different. So it's probably coming your guys' way. But yeah, the Phillies didn't really help us out with this announcement. But as you can see, we have our own energy and we're going to bring the excitement. And maybe we'll bring the team some luck, hopefully, because they need it at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea, Maniac Malloy, to start keeping our records
Yes.
for when we have the show, because I can imagine we'll be going on some kind of a winning or losing streak when we're on the air. What does the team do that day? So also, we're not going to be doing the show, at least not on a regular basis. There may be some weeks where we have to, but we're going to be actually going into the studio, into Bet Parks. You're going to be watching a TV show every week. The quality of the broadcast is going to be amazing. And it's something I know we all agreed we could have done it like this, but we want to go into the studio because this is something that we want to start that really it's like, wow, like this is an amazing show. So starting tomorrow at 11 o'clock, right here live on YouTube. And I believe you're going to be able to get it on podcast forms as well. You'll podcast it as well, wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcasts, we will be. Spotify, Apple,
CVS, Walgreens.
Never know.
Right. All right. All right. Well, so there you go. So it starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. You have a podcast. I've done your podcast. I've seen Sam and Money Mark. You guys have already done some Phillies coverage so far this year, and it looks great.
We got to give a shout out to Feldman. Feldman will be on the producer. I know I'm on Instagram Live here right now with the announcement myself, and I've got like 10 or 12 people asking me, well, where's Feldman? So we shout out to Feldman. He'll be involved in the show. He'll be a producer at some
point. For
sure. Keeping us all in line, keeping us on track. But yeah, John, we got some segments planned for you tomorrow. Wait until you see what we're going to put you through.
Oh, really?
It's going to be something. You're going to have to tune in to watch. But yeah, I can't reveal too much. But
yes,
just be prepared.
I need to be surprised. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. I know you are Maniac Malloy. For people that may not be familiar with you, you are a Doylestown native.
Native.
And you are a huge Phillies fan. You were actually at the game last night with your son. You drove all the way from Doylestown down to watch him lose again. And you're also an umpire. You're a coach and an umpire as well.
Coach and umpire. This is the best time of year. And you know what else I've become now? A baseball card nerd. So that's one of the reasons we went down there last night. We had high aspirations of somehow getting Ellie De La Cruz's autograph. And by the end of the game, we were booing him. And,
so you didn't get it.
We didn't get it. We did get it 3 balls, though. We got 3 balls. We were sitting down in the once Diamond Club, now the CP Rankin Roof Club. It's
not the Diamond Club anymore.
It's not called the Diamond Club, and somebody corrected me on that in the Phillies staff last night, and I was like, that doesn't have the same ring to it. It'll always be the Diamond Club for me.
Correct.
There's no other name.
Sam, so far so bad for the Phillies, 1-3. Now, I'll say this, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I guess I mean, this isn't a criticism of Phillies fans because we have a football mentality in this town. It's hard not to take losses hard, especially this early in the season, right? We've been waiting however long since they got eliminated for the playoffs. And, now they start the season 1-3. They started 0-4 last year, so they didn't start well last year. I'm kind of surprised at the negativity towards the team right now. I mean, and I'm just talking about social media, so maybe this isn't real life, but the lion's share of comments that I see, even on Instagram, which tends to be a lot more positive, has been really negative towards this start. I know Bryce doesn't have a hit yet. The track record of this team is they're gonna do well and they're gonna turn it around. How are you feeling so far?
Oh, I am notorious for saying that baseball, you just got to hang in there until July. After the All-Star break is when you start to pull away. But as long as you can stay up to par in your division, you're going to be fine. So you said it exactly right. I mean, Philadelphia does have that football fan mentality. So like you can have one bad game in a 162 game series or season and people are going to freak out. And it can kind of drive you a little nuts. The team's probably getting a little frustrated, but everybody just has to remember it's the very beginning of the season. I do agree with you also that it is kind of surprising everybody's so mad about it because it's not like they had like some flashy spring training. It's not like last year they signed blockbuster trades, you know what I mean? Or blockbuster signings. So, I mean, I also was very excited for this season. I do think that we have higher expectations at the end of this season than I even had at the end of last season. But yeah, I think everybody just needs to keep their cool.
Take a
it's
deep
a
breath.
long season. Yes.
It is. Well, you're actually speaking directly to Maniac Malloy, because I believe he's one of the people that has a football mentality. Is probably freaking out that the Phillies are 1-3.
I'm not freaking out, but to what Sam said, yes, it's good to have the expectations and to be holding these guys accountable, because you know what? We should be competing for the division. We should not be content with, oh, you know what? Let's just call me in October. Let's just make it to the playoffs. No, and another thing is, what did they do to this team to make it better from last year? Not too much. There weren't too many moves. So we're kind of rolling with the same crew almost as last year. And I think what people are realizing is, oh crap, this is the same thing as last year, and the Braves, man, they look good. They look almost even tougher than last year. And you're already 3 games back of them. That's not the way you want to start the season.
Now, if the playoffs started today, did you check to see if the Phillies would be in the playoffs, Malloy?
They're not. They're not in the playoffs.
Well, and I don't want to do too much of the show because we're going to do it tomorrow. But if you have an expectation they're competing against the Braves this year, you're nuts. This isn't like what Sam said. They're not an improved team. Aaron Nola's This is Aaron Nola, folks. He's not going to be as bad as he was his first start, but Aaron Nola's a 4 ERA, right around 500. He's going to take the ball every 5 days. You have to be realistic with what this team is. They're dangerous in the playoffs. They're not winning 95 games this year. Sorry, they're not. So you need to reduce your expectations, Malloy.
The expectations could not be any higher, Marks. They can't. I can't do it. I hate the Braves. There's, people say that the Phillies and the Mets, that's the rivalry. For me, it's the Braves. I can't stand the Braves. You know how many years I had to watch Chipper Jones and Fred McGriff and Andres Galarraga, Glavine. I hate the Braves, and I want to beat them so badly.
All right. Well, Sam, just so you know, I can be very negative. So far, I was just surprised at how many people are already freaking out. Like Bryce is getting ripped. The manager doesn't know what he's doing. So a couple wins could do the Phillies fans some goods right now.
Oh, definitely. We need to catch back up a little bit just to get the morale of the city back on them, But I mean, it also doesn't help. Everybody's grumpy out because it's been gray the last week and it's going to be gray the next couple of days. So I don't see things turning around yet. But hopefully some wins can boost everybody's mood in the city.
All right. Well, there you go. Now, out of the parks with Marks. Who came? I didn't come up with that. I'm not that creative when it comes to names. I just try to come on and turn on the microphone. So Malloy, I have to ask you. I don't know if Sam knows the answer. Was there big meetings, corporate meetings? What's the name for the show? Hours of study.
A summit. There was a summit of all the great minds over at the Parks Casino in Bensalem. We all came together on this one. We were kicking a few other ones around, but we did land on Out of the Parks with John Marks. Because you know what, John? It's going to be a subtle take on gambling, of course. But we got to ask you who's going out of the parks every series for the Phillies. And you're going to have to give us, somebody to hit a home run. And we're gonna bet them every game of the series. So there's a play on words there that I think that might catch. So you better be ready to pick some winners, some home run hitters.
Well, and thank you for bringing that up too, because this is obviously Bet Parks, and it's where it's the only casino that I would ever consider using, as you both know. But this isn't a gambling show for 40 minutes.
No,
this is a baseball show. We're gonna talk Phillies. We're going to talk Major League Baseball too. We're going to do a segment because we're all baseball fans here. We're going to talk about some of the other things that are going on around Major League Baseball. And of course, we're going to talk about props and Cy Young and MVP and things like that, because we also like to do a lot of that stuff. So you'll get a little bit of everything, but this is a baseball show, and we'll certainly we'll certainly talk about gambling and things like that. So if you're a Phillies fan or a baseball fan, this is something you should be watching every week.
And over under on how many times Sam will bring up the Pirates, because Sam is kind of like a closeted Pirates fan.
But
Just
she's
a
not
little bit.
closeted.
She's not closeted.
It's out in the open.
She's out in the open. She loves
not
O'Neal
anymore.
Cruz.
Oh,
She
I
loves
do.
O'Neal
I
Cruz,
do
and I
love
do too.
O'Neal
I'm not
Cruz.
ashamed to admit it.
Okay, but O'Neal Cruz was the original Ellie De La Cruz, okay? So, and he's just had injuries. O'Neal Cruz is at that same level, and we'll see it. But honestly, I don't know that many Pirates anymore. John, I don't know if you know, my husband used to play for the Pirates.
I do.
So that's why I have, yeah. So that's why I do have a lot of Pirates gear. I don't really wear it anymore. But yeah, I'm not a Pirates fan. I just know some of them.
Okay. Our cross-state rivals, and you can, we got to show them just a tiny bit of love at the back end of the show here. And you know what? You can't forget that they are the hottest team in baseball right now.
I was just going to say, good start.
Look out
Weren't they last year too? I think they were good.
Yes, they were last year too.
They
really good last year too.
Kind of the same as they are this year. And
to
they
be
got
fair, though,
Chapman, and they're a fun team to watch. It'll be fun. We might have to go out there. Maybe we'll do a little field trip. Take John Marks out of the parks all the way to Pittsburgh.
Can we do videos where I ask annoying questions to fans and they give great responses?
Hey, I'm looking for somebody to take over. So here you go. Here's the mic. Go for it.
All right. There you go. So Maniac, how do people watch or listen to the show? It debuts tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's going to be every Wednesday. There may be we'd love to have it at a regular time, but because of day games on Wednesdays, it'll fluctuate around a little bit. So all you have to do is keep track of what we're putting out on social medias. But how do people watch it?
Yeah, it's real simple. Listen up and listen. It's going to be a pregame show. It's going to be everything you need to hear prior to first pitch on Wednesday. Tune in on YouTube. We'll have it live on Twitter. We'll have it live on Instagram. Whatever you got to do, whatever it takes. MySpace, Xanga, very underrated platform right now. We'll have it all for you. Check in and, stay up to date on what's going on with our Fightin' Phils. That's all. Subscribe on YouTube, though, is going to be the number one ask. That's all I ask. Subscribe on Bet Parks' YouTube channel, and you won't miss anything of Johnny Marks going out of the parks. That's it.
Now, is the name, is it the PARX as I thought it was, or
it is going to be PARX. We love wordplay over here in Ben Salem. So it's going to be a wordplay on PARX, out of the parks with John Marks. There's no other Philly show you're going to need to listen to in the city. I mean, it's just point blank, period, the end. Wham,
this
bam,
is number
bang,
one.
bam. See you tomorrow, 11 a.m., John. Get an extra cup of coffee in you. Are you going to bring donuts, though? Are you going to bring donuts again like the last time you were on the pod, or no? Sam missed out on them.
There'll be people there from Susie Joe's. There'll be people there to actually eat them. There was only a couple of you there last time. No, Sam showed up later.
Yes, she did. That's right. But
I was just in time for the donuts.
She didn't get the pick of the litter, though. That's what I was saying. She got to get a fresh glaze.
Well, and just with me, if they're exposed, and I don't know, if the box has been sitting around for a little bit, anybody could have touched all the donuts. The person in the donut box that picks it up is like, oh, I don't want that one. Let me check that one out. I'm like, hold on, you just touched it.
The worst thing, and this was back in my days of corporate America, the worst thing is when somebody would bring donuts in, and then you'd always have that one person that would slice a donut in half and then leave a half of donut behind for somebody else. I hate that person. I almost hate that person more than the person that wears the overalls to the game, the shorts overalls.
Which is also something that I'm going to buy for you.
You're gonna have to wear it on the show. Only saying that because he knows I have them.
No, you know what?
He posted a really short, like short overalls tight that some dude was wearing.
Listen, let me clarify, Sam. If you're a female, you're safe to wear the overalls. I'm fine with it. It's the men in the overalls looking like a child in like a jumper or like a diaper, if you will. That does bug me. And if I see a guy down there at the bank this year with those shorts ones on, I'm immediately chucking a hot dog covered in ketchup, mustard, and relish like right at you.
John, this is coming from the guy that loves jorts and has a mullet. So just keep
I know, and a mustache, and he wears those sunglasses. So believe me, I know. So I can see our first on-air bet's going to involve that. The loser has to wear those.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'm into that. Yeah. See, there's just endless possibilities of where this show could go, and I just know it's going to be entertaining. So
awesome.
That's all I can say. I'm going to do my best. That's what I do best. I'm an entertainer. I'm not an analyst. I'm a talking head, and I'm an entertainer. And we're going to leave the analysis to you, John.
No, you're gonna leave me to talk about your mullet every week because it's fabulous. All right, so again, Maniac Malloy said it. Subscribe on YouTube, right? Bet Parks, go there right now, subscribe. And then also, if you're not following them on Instagram and Twitter, do it at Bet Parks. You can watch it on any of those platforms. And again, if you want to listen to it, the audio version will be available wherever you get your podcasts. I guess you just have to search Out of the Parks with an S.
Yeah,
John Marks.
See, that is one thing that I was in a little bit of an argument with myself on is, when you're typing that out, you got to make sure you get the PARX in there. Don't PARKS me, because
here's the problem, Maniac. My name, my first and last name is the same thing. JOHN, JON, MARKS, MARX.
Yes. So
it's a terrible name to have for people to be like, oh yeah, let me find them on YouTube, or let me find them on
we'll post the link.
Yeah,
we're just messing around. All right, everybody, tomorrow 11 a.m. we debut, and again, you can watch it at any time on YouTube. Check out the socials, guys. I was excited before we came on here, and now I'm actually really excited because we went 22 minutes and it feels like 5, and I want to talk more.
Me too. I can't wait to get into everything Phillies, everything MLB. And, just chop it up with two of my favorites in the industry, Sam Stafford, John Marks. It's a pleasure to be a part of this. And let's see where we can take it. Let's take it all the way to the top.
All right. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. on the way out of the door. I need some music today. We'll do some rock music because you look like a rock music guy. There he is. Can you show everybody the mullet? What do they get to see on a regular basis?
I didn't do my hair today, but it's a little greasy. It was a late night at Citizens Bank Park. But, we're going to let this puppy grow all year, and maybe we'll even get John to grow out his mullet, too. We'll talk to Dr. Glatt. Maybe he can put something together.
I'm going to get you to Dr. Glatt, I think. All right, everybody. Tomorrow, again, 11 a.m. we debut. It's going to be fun.
Don't miss it. See you tomorrow.